Welcome back to another episode of Uncut and Uncensored. And I'm joined live in, my house today by Dr. Christina Rahm. And welcome.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm so excited to have you because you remind me so much of myself, and I can see so much of myself in you. You are a humanitarian, global entrepreneur, parent, scientist, CEO. I mean, you wear so many hats. How are you doing it all?
Well, first of all, I want to say you reminded me of myself, which is very rare for me. When I met you, I felt like, oh my goodness, I felt this sigh of relief because you've done so many things. And not to say that I have, but I've kind of been a jack of all trades because I've thrown myself into a world of trying to help people and then trying to also do some magical, beautiful things, right? So I do it by really being committed every day. I don't really take, I take breaks, but I'm committed to what I want to do. And it's not something that I feel like will ever stop. It's a part of my life. So when people say, when are you going to stop working? I say never. This is part of who I am and what I do. And it's like you, it has to be part of you in order for you to become a person like this.
I think we'd shrivel up and die if we sat down.
I would. Yeah.
It's funny you say that because just as you walked in, we had this conversation because those of you that are watching can see this is Dr. Christina's I don't know what this is. This is what I got the notes for the podcast on her bio and God knows what, because you are the CEO of how many companies?
31.
31 companies. Okay, so I'm going to have to throw this away because we don't have time to go through all this. But what I will say is very interesting, and I think a really interesting point for the times we are living in. It used to be when I was the CEO of my company and I had Gift Library back in the day, and then I had a styling business which actually fed the other business, because the client that was spending whatever on a stylist is the client that was buying luxury gifts.
Right.
Same person,
Yeah.
same ecosystem. And I used to get so embarrassed to tell people that I did 2 or 3 different jobs. They're like, okay, well, which one? Like, you're useless at all of them. You can't be good at everything.
Yeah.
And I think you are a perfect example too. Absolutely. Ladies, today, it's not about just finding one job, one hobby. To make money today, you need to have your finger in so many different pies.
It's so true. It's, I used to be embarrassed too to say I was teaching a class at Johns Hopkins, and then I did business, or I did sales, or did different things. Fashion. People are like, why does a scientist do fashion?
I mean, tell people a bit about what you do. You're the CEO of 31 companies. I can't put this down. So you make a little short paragraph so they understand what
Yes.
Dr. Christina does.
So I'm the CEO of the holding company that has 31 different companies under it, including manufacturing, including a fintech system. We are in 90 countries. So I manage from the top down, and then kind of from the down to the top. And what I mean by that is I'm involved in every area of the business, but we have everything from an energy company to a military science company to pharmaceutical, nutraceutical, skincare, just different brands that we have.
You're like Wonder Woman. And I think, the thing is, okay, I do feel, having spoken to you now twice, that there is a happy medium between you and maybe somebody who's just getting started, right? Because
Yes.
you push yourself. You actually just said to me, because Sergio and I are off traveling now for 3 weeks, and you're like, oh, you're going to get to enjoy that? I'm like, 100%. I'm taking my phone,
Right.
but I'm going to enjoy that. And I think that as we go on is mastering the art of what we want in getting the bigger life to having a life.
100%. Like, I'm in the process of trying to rearrange things and hire more people so I can have a break, because the last couple of years I haven't. And I would say the last 6 years, we started the first company when COVID hit, and then it went to 90 countries. We were not expecting that. And so I had planned on taking a little bit of a break, and that did not happen. So I'm at the phase right now. That's why I ask you, because I look up to you for a lot of things that you're doing. It's a mentor, because I need different women that are strong and doing these things as examples. We all do. So I need to be more like this, because I need to take a break.
Well, I think all of us, like I love that you're doing everything. So I think all of us need, actually, it was funny. Sergio and I were lying in bed last night discussing exactly this. I mentioned a girlfriend of mine and who I look up to. I was thinking about women as role models that I really enjoy to look to aspire to. That's it. We were talking about female jealousy over what you have and how it can, trigger other women into, really horrible reactions to you and things like this, or to looking at somebody higher than you and going, not that I don't necessarily want to have military companies and things like this, but I'm like, oh, she looks great. She's managing it all, and she's got 31 different companies. I aspire to that. Maybe not 31, but I aspire to that. Holding, you said, and actually we're very similar. You have a younger husband, 8 years.
Yes.
Younger. You have kids.
Yes.
And
dogs.
Dogs.
4.
And you're moving here. So I can see parts of you that I also aspire to. And I think that is the different, ladies. Look up to people that you better than you, who've gone a bit further than you, that you can, learn from, but you don't feel kind of dull your sparkle. Is that,
Yes.
or crush your spirit, I suppose.
100%. One of the reasons I aspire to be more like you, because you find these good qualities in other women, right? Instead of being jealous, why don't you try to obtain those? And I watch you, and you're really good publicly. And for me as a scientist, I was never even in social media until like 5-6 years ago. So it kind of completely changed my life. And I had to go from behind the scenes to more in front of the scenes. So I've been watching some of the stuff you do. You've mastered it. I have not yet.
Well, I would assume being a scientist is quite a lonely job as a woman.
100%.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of men.
No.
And if you ask me
Not
how many nanobio, I mean, there's not a lot of women, sorry.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
No, there's a lot of men,
Yeah.
not a lot of women. And to be a nanobiotechnologist with what I did in the pharmaceutical industry and as a CEO, I was really the only one that had children.
And also, I imagine dating, it's quite hard. Do men feel intimidated?
100%. And I think that's why I married my husband, because he wasn't. I mean, it bothered me that men were intimidated. It bothered me if they wanted to control me. I have to be honest. I did not want to be controlled. I wanted to be my own person. And I'm intelligent too, so I needed to come to the table with an equal. And Clayton was that for me. He wasn't jealous.
You see, that's, ladies, what I think is so so beneficial about a younger man. Yeah. They don't have that ego yet that they can't be with a more successful woman. They don't have the feeling of it, excuse me.
God bless you.
Thank you. Life hasn't bitten them yet. So,
Right.
You're exciting to them.
Yeah.
Whereas to, I think, a man who's the same age, you're intimidating, you're too much, maybe you're bossy. I mean, I'm not just talking about you, I'm talking about us older women who are already in their place. We're not as malleable. So I think it's very interesting that you also chose a much younger man.
It was hard for me at first. I have to, when I met you, I thought, gosh, that's why I said I watch you, and you're stronger in certain areas than I am, which I respect. I was worried what everyone would think. I grew up in the South in the United States. And then also I kind of wanted someone older that would take care of me because I kind of craved that. But he does take care of me.
I was just about to say, it's really funny. I hear that all the time. Women want a man to take care of them. But what take care of in today's society means, in inverted commas, is they want a rich man. They want a man that they can choose whether they work, they can go shopping, and that's it. Okay, we are very well taken care of. Like, I could not be more taken care of if I tried. Like, my husband is, my work buddy, my waiter, my lover, he'll do anything for me.
Clayton's the same way. Clayton's the same way. But I thought, my perception was, and I wasn't looking for someone that had more money than me, to be honest. I was looking for someone
equal.
And I thought, I don't know why I thought if it was someone younger, it might be different. He was my best friend before we got married.
And me too, and we giggle and giggle. But what would, and where I made peace with all that? Like, what would extra money bring me right now? Another holiday, I travel all the time. Another car, I've got a beautiful Bentley outside. I can't, another, I don't know what, another something that I don't really need, another home. And actually listening the other day to a podcast by the founder of Telegram, he's like one of the richest men on the
Yes.
planet.
Right.
And they said, you don't own a home. You don't even own land. You don't own anything. He said, and he said, no, because, then I would be tied to something.
Yeah.
And he's like, the greatest gift I gave myself was freedom. And that is one of the things I've always said to myself. We don't need any more. What do I need? I need to have my best friend later living with me. That's it.
No, I understand. And I also think, like I told you, we have different properties. I just said to my husband, I don't want all these ties to so many places. I can't handle it. You only can.
Oh, that gives me anxiety. You said you have 14 properties?
Yes, and that gives me anxiety.
Well, it gives me anxiety.
That's
it's
what
not
I'm
mine.
saying. I tried to explain to him I'm the one managing them.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make
A
some
house
changes.
is a full-time job.
Thank you for saying
Yeah.
that. When people think people's lives are easier,
No.
You have to make the right choices. And I've
More
made
money, more problem, I say. More,
Isn't it true?
And big houses. I've got a big house in the UK, which I still own actually, but I rent it out. But like every year, something.
It's always something.
And every day, I have a maintenance company here. I mean, it's the Middle East, so obviously the weather's a bit weird, and so nothing lasts as long as probably everything else. I have maintenance people here. It's a headache. This house is manageable. It's the most manageable. This is, I think, a third of my house in the UK. But like, this one I lock up, and I never have to worry. And it requires one housekeeper, one driver, not an army of people. And
it's
freedom.
a lot. It's a lot. I have to say this. People think when you have all these things or you live this life, it's easy. And I know you know this. It's not. You're doing a 13-country tour, like we're always going on these long 3.5 weeks. It's 4 weeks. It's a lot, right? Because you're in front of people, you're working with them, and then behind the scenes, you're still running the business or your lives, which include children and animals and people, and even the people that work for me. They're one of the reasons.
Each child has a timetable.
Each child
going to different places. My kids are all in different schools.
Yeah.
They all have different timetables. They all have different tutors.
Yeah.
They all have different needs. They're all going into exams. I've got one upstairs sick right now. I've got 3 dogs. When I leave for 3 weeks, where are they going? They stay here with my driver, moves in. Then they go twice a week to playgroup because they've got to go for walks. It's too hot here.
Yes.
All of these things take my brain. We've got all the properties we rent out, like you.
Yeah.
It's crazy. 14 homes would give me so much stress. That's all the bills coming in at different times.
Yeah, we have to have people that manage it, and I have to review it. And my husband, who is wonderful and has
Imagine how
tons
rich you are if you got rid of all of them.
I know that. I've said that before too. Well, no, 4 of them are in Cyprus, and we're Airbnb-ing them.
Oh, that's fine.
So that's different.
Yeah.
But the other ones that are our homes, it's just too much. You can go visit a place. You don't need to have. We did want to have a farm.
Isn't it cheaper just to get a hotel? Like, what are you thinking?
It is, but when my husband wanted a farm,
Yeah.
he wanted animals. He wanted
I
the
love
ability to grow things and to help with things. So we did that. He has a lot of energy.
Where's that?
That's the farms in Missouri.
Well, I should be hosting my retreats there. That's my next
Oh,
one.
yeah. It's beautiful, by the way, if you ever want to go there.
It's funny as we get older. I think it's something that's in us from our sort of early 30s. We just want more, more, more. That's what success is. Yeah. And I realized, I think when I told you about my court case, I think it wasn't till I lost everything then, and you're going through that and the divorce. But before I won it, I won everything, just so everyone's clear, back. But I think I just made peace with less.
Yeah.
And I was like, what am I doing to myself? Like, I am just making money to support all these other people around me where, I don't need it. I'm probably living off the same as I would have on my own
100%.
working, because by the time I've paid all the bills and everybody else.
That's how I am. Yeah.
And I want the clothes and I want this. If I just downsized it and just lived a more relaxed life, that is real wealth.
100%. And I feel like that's where we when we started investing and started doing things, we were trying to make sure that we stabilized our future, but getting too many things is just too much work. So the companies don't stress me out, actually. The amount of things we have and who I feel responsible for, like to your point, that stresses me out, because I do feel like all those people around us, I am responsible and I do care about them.
No, and you do, and they have families, and it's like, then it doesn't become about you anymore, and you're living for other people. And I think that, ladies, as I always say, be careful what you wish for, because you may just get it.
I know.
And, So you travel now and you do these tours. On your tours, what do you, because it sounds like, is it like my retreats on steroids?
No, well, I do different things in every country. So like in Kosovo, I'm meeting with Madame President. I'm meeting with Prince George when I go over to Europe. I meet with different people in government, like the Swiss government. I have a meeting on this trip. But then I also do talks that have to do with the products that I've worked on, or just humanitarian services, and really trying to bring peace into different environments. So I really look at my life as a split between different buckets. Like there's business for me, there's family and everything attached to that, and then there's government or private work that I do because I consult on different projects for different countries.
So do you feel like, have you had any sort of really big failure in your life that
A lot.
has led you to where you are today? Or because I think you asked me, I think pretty much the same question, if I remember rightly. There are points in all our lives where we all think, we've hit rock bottom and we'll never recover.
Yes, I think my failures predominantly, this is going to sound odd to most people, have been in relationships with men throughout my life. And if you ask me why, I think I'm so focused on work and what I want to do, and I always have been since I was little. I always wanted to achieve things. I always wanted to help humanity. I always, I'm an artist, but I also was always a scientist. So I literally didn't think of getting married and having children. I thought about what I was going to do throughout the world. I knew I was going to travel everywhere and work, and I wanted to do some really good things. But the issue is I wasn't expecting, relationships take time and they take energy. And when you have a child, it's a little bit different. You love that child right away. For me, I have struggled with men being jealous or controlling of me, and that has brought me twice in my life to a period of feeling just devastated and like failure. I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but when two of the relationships I was in seriously failed, I felt like a major failure. And then also I lost considerable money in I had two holding companies. One of the holding companies had 17 companies under it. They went into acquisitions and mergers, very successful. The other one had a bunch of companies under it, and they failed. And I felt like a huge failure because I was the CEO, and I was undercapitalized, but I didn't understand the finance world at that time enough. And I literally still carry that burden on my shoulders.
I think that, and that happens to a lot of people. And I think you need to understand that, ladies, or whoever's listening, men, when you're a founder, we don't come with all the knowledge.
No.
And we are normally the creative when you found a company. And, if you're the scientist, that's what you know. But when you become a founder, whoever invests suddenly expects you to be the human resources, the delivery, the, finance, the CFO. You have to know everything. People look to you because you've got the CEO hat as if you are Yoda. And actually, we just had a great idea. We managed to raise the money. And, I still, by the way, I wish I didn't, still look at finance sheets, and it's like the numbers come off the page.
I'm the same
I
way.
cannot. I need someone beside me to go, if you have this last 3 months.
Right.
That's it. That's all I need. And that was never handed to me. So don't feel bad. And that's the point, I think, because most people found their first company in their 20s, straight out of school, really, or at the late 20s, whatever. And I raised a lot of money back in that time too. And suddenly, all these powerful people expect you to answer for everyone and make every hire and make the right decisions. And actually, thinking back, it's fucking nuts.
It's crazy. And I wasn't expecting that because I actually started my own companies in my late 20s. And but I also worked at the same time for pharmaceutical and biotech. So I was trying to understand as a female, how do I change healthcare to be more holistic and to be healthier for people?
See, how can you do that and then focus on the money, bringing it in?
You can't.
You cannot. And that's the thing. I'm listening. Like, I'm just blown away because I was running around styling, choosing all the gifts, doing everything, building it. I was 87 people. And then, at the same time, doing the finances, raising money from funds, bringing up having twins. And now I think about it and I'm like, I don't even know how that all happened.
Me either.
I had it for 10 years.
I don't know how I did it either.
No.
I look back and it was kind of insane.
Insane. And I wouldn't suggest it.
Me either. I that's the hardest thing. We have not taken money in any of the companies we have right now, which has been hard because there's so many in so many different countries. But I had bad experience in the past. And the truth is, I can't write 38 patents and do research and development and then be a finance person.
No.
So when I tell people,
And you shouldn't
and I
be.
shouldn't be. When people make me feel guilty, and I will say this has been, no one taught me those things, right? I had to learn those things. And I felt like there were people around me that just were waiting for me to fail.
But in a way, I used to sit in board meetings with these men who had, billions of dollars under management, kind of begging for help. Like, I just looked at them hoping as we got bigger and bigger and bigger, they would put a management company in, and put me back where I'm great.
Yeah.
I've grown it to this size. Your turn.
Yeah.
And I really believe, like, when you go into this, you need to be honest with yourself and your partners and say no. And I think that's where we don't go, because, we're scared to say no to people,
I think so too, yeah.
especially with money, and say, like, if you're investing, $5-10 million, it should come with a finance person. I don't want to run it.
I love that. That's great. That's something great for me to say, because we will end up breaking up some of the companies eventually, because as they grow, it's not sustainable for me to run everything.
And they can.
But you're right. You need a finance person. When people try to make me feel guilty because that's not my strength, I look at all the men that have succeeded.
Yeah, are you a scientist?
Yeah.
Okay, well, why don't you go run my nano science company while I go and sit in the back and do my bookkeeping?
Right. Why don't you create a formula that helps with autism, which is one of the things I focused on. Yeah.
Well, that's amazing, and you're in a country that really, really not celebrates autism, but takes great care here of autistic children. And that was a bit of a jump, but anyway, it's just that you brought it
that's
up.
one of the things though I'm proud of. I've done natural things to help children and to help people. I don't make claims, but
very big problem here.
Yeah, I filed patents on this because we've helped so many children all over the world.
Actually, what's interesting, because I have a lot of friends, and again, autism is still something that is a little taboo, and mothers are still very I still find it hard, because I have close friends with autistic children, and a few of them, not just one. And it's become more and more prevalent for whatever reason. And it's funny, a lot of them move to the Middle East because of their autistic children, because there's so much available here for them, and they celebrate them rather than hide them.
100%.
And I do feel, and we're going to go back to the other conversation afterwards, but I just want to drop this in, that that is something that is a growing business, which is a great business for you to be in, helping autistic children, because they have been so first of all, most of them are highly intelligent, or all of them actually, but a lot of them are functioning.
Yes.
And they just need understanding. I think in the UK, they just don't know what to do with children on the spectrum. And I think that here, if you're coming here for that, this is a place where, as I said, they fully integrate children on the spectrum into normal schools, into normal life. Obviously, we're in sunlight anyway. They have so many play areas and things like that. It's such a great country to bring a child who has sensory needs and all of these things.
It is. We had a discussion yesterday because of the patents I had filed on autism, and they were asking how we could possibly help here. I will say Dubai has done an amazing job, like you said, at supporting children with autism or Asperger's. They don't use that word Asperger's anymore. They say autism 1. Yep. My husband, though, was in special needs. My husband was diagnosed with this when he was younger, and he's just very, very smart. He's great. 2 of my boys were as well. And if you met them, you would be like, know. What do you mean? Because I did a lot of cognitive functioning exercises with them. I used to be a psychologist, so I spent a lot of time. And then I used a lot of natural products to help support their microbiome and their connectivity so that the transmitters work more effectively. But not to get off the topic, for me, this is one of my passions. You asked me, you can tell probably how I love this part of what I do. It's
actually very, because again, I have so many friends with children slightly on the spectrum, or, quite badly on the spectrum, that it's quite a big thing for me. I'm around it a lot, and they struggle. And actually, I said one of the most powerful things my girlfriend said I ever said to her was, because she sort of gave up her life. She has two sons. One is okay and one is not. And she always used to stay home and not take him on holiday or do anything. And I said to him, look, you've got to understand, your son that is on the spectrum has never known anything different. He doesn't want to go on that holiday. He likes his
Right.
home. I mean, she lives in this gorgeous house and she has sensory rooms and she has her mother there. I said, leave him.
Yeah.
Go on holiday with your son who will enjoy Disneyland
100%.
and is okay with Disneyland. Your other son is there with your mother. And the only one missing out and the only one in pain is you.
It's so true.
Not him.
So
He's
true.
happy in his world. He's in pain every time you take him out of it because you want him to be normal. He doesn't know what normal is. His normal is this.
Yeah.
You're pushing a square into a circle.
Right.
And he doesn't need to be. And also not giving your other son the attention that he requires.
Right.
And she said that was the most helpful thing that anyone had said to her. And she went on her first holiday to Disney World this year with her son. And her other son was absolutely fine with her mother in her house in his normal routine where he's happy.
I love that. I think that's one of the gifts I gave my children, because I used to be, like I said, a psychologist. Each of my children were different. So this diagnosis of autism for me it wasn't a bad diagnosis. It was, what am I going to do to help this super smart child learn how to communicate? So I did a series of exercises and work with them. But this is such good advice that you gave your friend, because what people don't understand is each person is different. So if locked inside of you is a personality that can't handle being around
People
all this
and noises
commotion, I understand it. There's a part of me that completely gets that.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
And I think that's changed her life. And I think, again, here, the one thing I will, and then we'll go back to what we were talking about before, is say the homes that they have for children with disabilities here, mind-blowing. I went and, they had tea parties. And I just popped in. They didn't, it wasn't like a royal visit. And they had, beautiful tea dresses on, and that everybody's hair was done, and the happiness. And I think because it's much more accepted here than maybe it is in other countries where it's seen shameful to have a child that's got some sort of a disability.
I think that places are changing, though, because the rise of autism is so quick, so fast. And
Why do you think that?
I 100% think it's 100% think it's a combination of the food we eat. One of my patents I worked on reverses GMOs in food and seeds and plants, because I think we have to get rid of modified, genetically modified food. I just think it's not healthy for our kids. Also, heavy metals are passed on to the stomach, from the mother to the child, because
this is petrifying. How do you stop all this?
It used to be 20 to 30% of the heavy metals. Now we realize it's 60, 70 to 80, and there's heavy metals all around us. And I know some people think vaccines, and this is my opinion. I don't think it's just the vaccine. I think that can be a tipping point. Does that make sense? So there's a series of things those children are going through.
My girlfriend is sure it was the vaccine.
Yeah.
Her son is nonverbal.
So I think some of it is the tipping. That's what I'm saying, because we're so toxic now. Colon cancer is up 70% in women in their 20s and 30s.
Stop it.
70% women in their 20s and 30s.
Wow.
And a lot of these women are vegan.
I haven't even thought about colon cancer for women. How do you check for that?
You have to have a colonoscopy. I'm getting ready to have one back in the United States.
I just did the whole 3 Tesla MRI, all of that. That's not enough.
I think it is. I think it's new technology.
Right.
New technology always has the propensity for being, we don't know how effective it is, but I think that technology, it's not available to everyone.
No.
Right.
I did 6 hours of tests in, where were we, darling? San Diego.
Yeah.
So, I feel like I would do that every year, and it wasn't as expensive. It's expensive, don't get me wrong. I think all the tests in 6 hours were about $6,000.
Yeah.
But I would do that every 2 years, I guess. So if you average it out over that, and they find any precancerous cell, I've got in my family Alzheimer's, Parkinson's.
Yeah.
They told me I was fit as a fiddle.
That's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, turmeric curcumin and black cumin seed oil and aloe vera are great for anyone that's worried about dementia or Alzheimer's.
Oh, me.
Yeah.
I'm terrible. I've got a terrible memory, but I think it's just selective. Oh, he gets so upset when I say it.
Oh, I think it's because you have so much you're doing.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I don't have a great memory right now. There's too many things I don't remember everyone, our faces, and I'm very disappointed in myself when that
Me
happens.
too.
But I've gotten worse and worse. I think it's because it's so much around me.
Okay, so I'm gonna. What do you do? Just drink that.
We have a
taste
we
of
have a
tulip.
product I can send you that I made for. That's what I worked on a product because I wanted to support cognitive functioning. There's 2 products. I actually worked on a sexual dysfunction product for women.
For women.
It's not for men. It's for men like it better than women.
I take testosterone, and that just like
I
changes
know
everything.
This is a pill called Zero In, and it like helps you with focus, and it's
So
adaptogenic.
we have something like that.
Yeah.
Bust my libido, which is like an energy.
Yes.
So it's more like that.
It's more. This
Whereas
one's more about.
testosterone makes you a bit horny.
Yes. Well, this one makes you a bit. This makes you a bit horny. This is something that increases dopamine and serotonin, so you're feeling like you're really ready to have fun. But I take one every morning, and obviously I'm not doing that during the day, all day.
Ladies, that's another thing. I mean, I don't know if you mind saying how old you are or not.
56.
You're 56.
Yes.
You look unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Well, you're beautiful.
Thank you. Well, I'm 50 this year, and I think that's where we bonded on skin doctors and all of these things.
Oh yeah, I was all into
young.
that. You're the first person though that I've actually listened to, because people are always. I worked in dermatology and plastic surgery as a scientist. When I worked for a couple of the companies like Biogen IDEC, I worked on skin disorders, so I was exposed to the top doctors in the world, but I haven't done that in a while. So when you gave me advice, I was like, oh, I'm definitely going with that advice because
She's going this afternoon.
Yeah, I'm going this
to
afternoon.
my skin doctor's here, and I think it's all part of everything. Like you are 56 years old and you show no signs of slowing down. You look naturally beautiful. You haven't done anything. I've done quite a lot, so that's amazing. And you're toned, and you're not. There's no midlife spread that all of us women get. And
you don't have any either.
Well, I'm doing all of these things. Yeah. I'm doing peptides. I'm doing
peptides. Yeah, me too.
I worked out just before you got here. I do, and I really see the change in my body. And the testosterone, the bust my libido, your products. These are all things you work into. There is no reason, ladies, at 56 and with an 8-year younger husband, and a 50 with a 20-year younger husband, that I had sex twice yesterday, just so we're putting it out there.
Yeah.
And you may laugh. It's changes your life.
100%.
If you have a husband, or you have that relationship, or sex, how important is it at our age? It's so important. I have so many friends, by the way, who say to me, I haven't had it for a month or 2 or 3 months.
Me too.
Single girlfriends, haven't had it for a year.
Me too.
I don't miss it.
That's what
I'm like, yeah, you miss it. Let me tell you, you miss it. Let me tell you
agree.
difference in your body, in your mind, how it relaxes you. Forget the fun. Forget, the guy even. What does it do to us?
Forget the guy.
No, what does it do for you?
I agree with it.
I always say to girlfriends, if you don't have a husband or a boyfriend, grab one quickly. Just don't give them your name and do whatever you need to do, but get on with it, because some women have built it up over so long that it's now a thing. They can't do it.
Well, I have friends that don't even enjoy it, and I don't understand that. Like, I feel like there's something going on for someone not to enjoy or want to have sex. That's what I think at our age, or any age, to be honest.
I think that the ones that don't enjoy it have been married 20 or 30 years and have never had the sexual exploration with their husbands, because they don't know how to say it. Because there is no way you can't enjoy sex if you get into it. Even if I'm not in the mood, I can get into it.
Me too. Me too. But I think you do have to have a conversation. If you're having an issue with it, just for the women that are watching this, they need to discuss it with their significant other, because you should be enjoying sex.
So these pills that we, have for libido and things like that, exactly that. It's not like we're walking around going, humping things.
No.
You're just, I don't know, how do you explain it? You're just like...
I think I would have a problem if I had, when you don't have sex for a week, I don't know how you feel. For me, that's a big deal.
But also, how would your 8-year younger husband feel? Not great.
I don't think he'd be very happy about that.
Yeah. That's what I don't understand. All the women out there that are going, oh, no, he's fine. Like, ladies, I want to say it again. If it's not with you, it's with somebody else.
I say it to people and they don't want to hear it. It sounds mean. It sounds rude. My mother taught me that.
Yeah.
My mother taught me about food, how important it was to men, and sex.
Yeah.
And my mother was the pianist at the church that we grew up in. But she told me that if you don't have sex, then your husband will never be happy. And when he wants to have sex, you should try to want to have sex. That's what she taught us.
That's my point. You can get into it. And
but she also said it was wonderful. And that's how I feel. That's how you feel.
I think, I think most women have a discovery and all of this. And I think it's all built in with body image, how we feel. When we're talking about the way we feel and look today, I wish I could get around, because I get probably 90% good comments and then 10% bad. Oh, you're so into yourself. All you do is go and get things done to yourself to look good. I'm not into myself. I feel great. That is the difference. I feel better today than I did in my 20s.
Carolyn, when I met you on the phone, I meet a lot of people.
Yeah.
We met on the podcast, over the phone, and then I'm here. I could feel your strength, and I did not feel arrogance. I like how you lay it on the table. I like how direct you are. I think women need to understand you can be who you want to be and don't feel guilty about it.
Exactly that. I don't walk into a room and go, oh, I'm the best looking person. It's not about that. And I think the women watching this, if you're not understanding that, it's about becoming the best version of you, for you. You can't sell a lifestyle. You can't get on stage if you aren't comfortable with who you are as a woman. You're going to see it straight away. To have confidence, you need to feel good about yourself. This is not being, oh God, what do you call it? Shallow. This is about living an amazing free life, is about feeling good enough that if anything went wrong, I'm still okay on my own. I'm good for me.
Well, you live an authentic life. Yeah. I just want to say this. When people say, well, I don't like when women do this, or they say this, well, then don't listen to them.
Don't listen.
Or don't be like them, be who you are, but let them be who they want to be. This is a concept I've never understood about women and how they look at other women. Like, if you want to have plastic surgery, have plastic surgery. Don't be jealous.
You don't have
on
to
the
do
other
it.
side.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Yeah. And that's what I was trying to explain to my husband last night. Yes, there are a lot of women around me that have been very jealous or nasty or react nasty when I achieve something. I look at women very differently. I aspire, not with jealous eyes. If you aspire, ladies, and you go, one day I too can have that, right? Or I too will get that.
Yeah.
That is very different. If you change your outlook, you'll change your mindset, and you'll change the law of attraction to you.
100%.
You only block yourself when you wish you were someone else. I don't wish I was anybody else at all. When I'm aspiring to be somebody else, I'll look at them and see where they are, achieve things. Right. I'm not aspiring to actually be them.
100%. I've never wanted to be anyone else.
I want to be a better version of me.
But I want to learn from people, like I've learned from you. Because when you see something you respect in someone, which is a strength, I think it's important to learn from that person. But I don't think you should ever be jealous.
Exactly that. And I think if you could swap them, I want to shake women and say the only person by being jealous or, saying these things to me is all you're doing is blocking yourself.
I know. It's a negative.
You get out, you get out what you put in.
100%. And I think that if I could give that gift, I've tried that with my daughter. I want her to always understand that. She doesn't need to be like anyone else. She's not like me. She's different, but I wish all women would understand that. Spending your time gossiping, being negative is not a productive way to live. Going out there and doing something for yourself or for others is a productive way to live.
We both just sat here and said we have libido. Oh my God. Do you know what it says? We need a baby. Every bloody day, my husband has it on my phone.
It says what?
We need a baby at 12 o'clock. I don't know how to get it off my phone. I've tried stamping on it.
Are you having a baby?
No, he wants one. I need a body. How am I going to have one?
Well, you could have a surrogate.
I need a surrogate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another conversation.
Yeah.
Where were we? So we just
I've had that conversation with my husband too.
Sorry about that, everyone. He's programmed my phone at 12 o'clock to go off and say we need a baby. He's manifesting the hell out of it.
I actually love that.
Yeah.
That's smart. Yeah.
Try every day. So, we've just both sat here and said we have these, we have supplements for libido.
Yeah.
I'm not jealous. You're not jealous.
No.
There's a billion people out there.
No.
More. There's room for everyone.
I will try yours too. Like
Yes,
for me,
and I will try
so
yours.
people don't know this about me. I have a skincare line. I use other skincare lines.
You
If
should.
if you ask me why your skin
Gets used to things.
gets used to it,
Yeah.
and you're not helping your
You
skin.
need to shock. You
have
need to change
yeah.
things. I'm absolutely there is, and I think that's another thing. I mean, I learned all this in Housewives. The jealousy was real. So
yeah.
like they're like, oh, I've opened a salon or I've opened a beauty company. You can't. Well, yeah, you can. You don't have a patent on it. Like
No.
mine's going to be different to yours,
No.
and it's fine. Support all the way.
It's 100%. I said this the other day because people are like, "You mean you use other supplements? You use other skincare?" I'm like, "Yes."
Yeah,
It's
I
like
work
saying
all
I
of them
cook
in.
every night. Sometimes I want to go out to eat or have something delivered. I don't have to cook and eat my own food every night. So this concept, I just have never been jealous of competitive companies or products because for me, I want to try them and maybe I'll use them.
And maybe some things are better. You want to tweak
100%.
stuff. And also, I think or just working it in. Like I have peptides. I have this. I use all different supplements. My supplements. Proteins. All of these things to keep, as you said, shock your body and keep it. You can't just have one routine. Add to things. Some of our supplements, when you look at the back, yours, mine, maybe you're missing one ingredient that you need in another
100%,
one,
yeah.
and you make a routine that works for you.
Yeah.
And I'm 100% with you. And telling a woman she's had too much plastic surgery or whatever, or saying that you're scared. There's this whole thing of waiting. Don't wait.
No.
I mean, we had this conversation the other day. You came on the thing on my podcast. I mean, so I came on your podcast, and you said, "Oh, I want your skin doctor. Where are you going after this?"
I'm going to your skin doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
She's
do
going
you
to do
think
the
I'm
lasers.
upset that it's your skin doctor, not mine? No. I think it's phenomenal. It's like when people say to me, I can't believe you married a younger man. Why does that bother you?
Yeah.
Why does that bother
You don't
someone?
have to. Go
Yeah.
marry an older man.
Yeah.
Like I have plenty of girlfriends that said I could never. That's okay.
Yeah.
And they are married to older men. Let me tell you, I could never.
Yeah.
That's all right. That's your husband, and he's
Yeah.
perfect for you. And I love you two as a couple,
Right.
not my husband. And it's very funny. When you marry younger, by the way, they assume that you're looking for everybody's husband. You're now not a hussy, but a woman that's just so free that
Yeah.
will take anything and anyone. No, that's not
Not
how
at
it
all.
works.
Not at all. Like for me, it was a long journey Clayton asked me to marry him the first time I talked to him on the phone.
Stop it.
I swear.
Oh my God, he's like this one.
He told me I gave him an intellectual orgasm on
Oh.
the phone in front of John Sally, who's a basketball player. It's famous in our country. And my board of directors was in the room.
Oh, my God.
I was in a suit. At the time, I was a pretty uptight CEO. Took the phone. I'm not as uptight because my husband's not uptight now. I took the phone off speakerphone, and he said, I'm going to tell you something I've only told 3 women. My mother, my sister, and my ex-wife. I love you.
Aww.
On the phone. And I was like, you don't know me. When he met me, he said, I'm moving to Nashville from the West Coast. And I said, I'm not going to go out with you. I'll go out with you in 5 years. The point is, I fell in love with him, right?
It's that easy, ladies. It shouldn't be that hard. Sergio was exactly the same. The first date, he drove 6 hours to
Yeah.
take me to dinner. And actually, I was listening to Victoria Beckham the other day, and she said that David would drive, 3 hours for a 5-minute meeting.
Yeah.
That's exactly what
That's
he
how my
did.
husband
And
is.
that is actually when you know.
100%. And I love the fact that he did all those things for me. He also bought a house in the town I lived in that had 7 bedrooms because he was expecting for us to move, or maybe it was 5 or 6. It was a lot of bedrooms. No, it was one for each of my children, so it was in an extra one, 6 bedrooms. Because he expected to marry me someday and move me in the house. And then when we finally did get married, my kids were like, we want to live in our house, of course. They didn't want to move. But he manifested it. Honestly. And I loved him too. It took me a while to make sure this is what I needed and wanted in my life. And I 100% know it is what I wanted and needed.
And I think, that's a really important thing, is to just think about you, not the noise. Because what is working for you, we are not the norm.
Right.
Actually, on paper, if you think about it and you listen to everyone else, that is the norm for this not to work out, right?
Yeah.
But we took a chance,
Yeah.
and we have got something amazing the other side.
How did your family handle your decision?
My family was pretty good in the end, because my father's
Mine was
best
too. Yeah.
friend was the guy from Greece, the really gorgeous one. His wife is 20 years older. And he was the one that actually said, sometimes it does work.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
But, you know, like nobody else was.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, ladies, what comes from this conversation today, or what I would like to give you, I mean, well, first of all, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
What would be your top 3 tips or giveaways for women today, you know, business, longevity, if you could give anything to the listeners today?
I think you have to be authentic and be yourself, number one. I think you can't be like someone else. So that's my first advice. Just be who you are. Don't
Stop looking over the fence.
Don't worry about everyone else. Number 2, I do think it's important to know what your mission is and what you want to do in your life. Like if you ask me, what is my overall mission? I know it, and I think you do too. You know what you want to accomplish. You have to manifest it, so you have to think about it. Anything you put out, like to the universe, if you say, I hate this, you're still using the word, that word goes out to the universe. So always focus on really what you want to do in a positive way and what you want to achieve, and then work for it every day. And then my third thing is choose who you love and choose wisely, because those are the people that will be around you. So your friends you choose, the people you love, your kids, your animals, that's your life. Protect that, love that, don't let anyone hurt that, defend it till the day you die, because that's so important and that's part of you.
It is so important. Thank you so much for today. I've really, really enjoyed it. I could talk to you for hours. Tell everyone how they find you, where they can buy your supplements. You
can go to drchristinarahm.com, and we're all over social media. There's 31 brands that are listed on my website. The Root Brands is one of the companies that sells things. That is my husband's company. And so, but we also have other brands. So I work in manufacturing, so I could work on your brands or anyone's. I don't just work on the ones that I have.
I forgot to talk about that.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Uncut and Uncensored. Everyone, don't forget to press the subscribe button. It means so much to the show. Thank you.